everybody, we are back with another review. Today we are checking out Quest of the Round Table, brought to you by Game Right. So without further ado, let's hop right into this review. So we got this adventure card game here. It's for 2 to 4 players, and let's see what the age is on this. For ages over 10, 2 to 4 players, takes about 45 to 60 minutes to play the entire round. You got some adventure cards, story cards, rank cards, shield tokens, instructions, and a history questionnaire, apparently. So let's check out what we got here on the box here. So this is 10 and up, so keep that in mind as we're looking at this. On the front, we got National Parenting Publication Awards, the Honors Award. It looks like a silver. It's got the Games Fames, selected by Games Magazine, top 100 games. Pretty cool. So it's got some notoriety here. And on the inside here, we got the instructions and the history here. And then we have some of these are the shield tokens that we have. You got some red ones, some yellow ones, and some green ones. You even have a couple blue ones in here. And then we have some cards. We have the insert there. Underneath the insert, we have some more shield tokens. But we have the Game Right Talk to Us feedback card and comment card. Game Right is located in Newton, Massachusetts. Interesting. Very interesting. So we got some more of these little shield tokens here. And let's check out what we got for the cards here. So it looks like we got some ally cards. We'll separate those out and they'll hopefully be explained. We got faux cards, a lot of faux cards. Looks like the rest of the stack is actually all faux cards. And we'll check out some of the artwork just a little bit. The artwork's what it's all about, isn't it? Especially when it comes to trading card games. So we got Test. We got Amor. We have weapons. That's all weapons. So as big as a stack as the foe stack. And then we have a little insert there with the shields. And then in this stack we have event. We'll slide this over here. We got event, quest, tournament. And then it looks like this is these are rank cards. Squire. So Squire, I imagine, is the lowest. And then what was after that? Just straight up Knight. And then we have Champion Knight. So there we go. And then put those aside, and now let's check out the instruction manual. This looks pretty cool for a game for a 10-year-old. I haven't looked at the artwork yet, which artwork's a pretty big draw, especially to a game like this. But let's see how the game actually functions. And then it has on the back here, try our other games. So there's some of their other card games. These are all actual card games, which some of their card games are pretty decent, just for kids. Legend of King Arthur, card frequency list. So here we go. Object of the game. The goal of the game is to be the first player to become a Knight of the Round Table. A player raises his rank by successfully completing quests and defeating other players in tournaments. A player receives shields for each successful quest and each victory in a tournament. A player with a rank of a squire, and as soon as he receives enough shields, advances to the rank becoming a knight, and then a champion knight. When a player earns enough shields to become a Knight of the Round Table, he wins the game. In these directions, he always means he or she. Game components, it tells you the shields, the rank deck, the adventure deck. The adventure deck is going to be a mixture of faux cards, weapon cards, ally cards, Amor cards, and test cards. 12 adventure cards are dealt to each player at the beginning of each game, and then adventure cards are drawn, played, and discarded throughout the game. Faux cards are used to challenge your opponents during quest. Weapon cards may give you extra strength to a foe. Ally cards represent characters from the Legends of King Arthur and his court. and they give you extra strength during quests and tournaments. More cards are played to increase the player's battle points during quests and tournaments. They're kept face up on the table. Test cards are played to challenge the players to a bidding contest during a quest. The story deck now basically contains quest cards, tournament cards, and the event cards. So that was going to be the odd-colored non-art cards. And the quest cards announce an upcoming adventure. Tournament cards announce a gathering for all players. Event cards announce a special event for that turn, which will involve one or more players. Now, the game setup itself, let's see how they have it laid out. Before starting play, separate the cards into the rank, adventure, and story decks. Shuffle the story deck and place it in the center of the table. Place the Squire card face up for each player to indicate that he or she begins the rank of Squire. The remaining rank cards are placed aside to be used later in the game. Each player places his 10 identical shields next to his Squire card, shuffles and cuts the adventure deck, deals 12 cards to each player. So basically, it's a game where you're basically running off the chance with the dealing of the deck and the drawing of new cards. Battle points are dealt when you attack each other, and obviously how we have on what do we got here? So like Champion Knight would be you collecting 20 shields to get to the rank of Champion Knight, and then shields and rank, you basically from Champion Knight to Knight of the Round Table, you would need 10 shields actually. 10 shields to collect to become a Knight of the Round Table, and then from Knight to Champion Knight is 7 shields. So that's pretty neat how they have that set up like that. Now setting up the quest, it has the quest card is Slay the Dragon, so you would draw, or like Boar Hunt is the top one here, and then you would do a foe, a test, a foe, weapon. That would be an example of basically an attack sequence. And how a quest would play through. We have playing through a quest right here. This is it explained. A foe is encountered, a test is encountered, and we'll check those out actually. Let's check out those cards next before we go through any more. Let's check out the ally cards. So we got Merlin, Sir Percival, King Arthur, Sir Galahad, Sir Tristan, Sir Gawain, Queen Guinevere, King Pellinor, Sir Lancelot, Queen Isolde, and back to Merlin again. Let's check out some of the weapons, see what kind of stuff we got in here. So you got battle axes, horse, lances, swords, daggers. They're all pretty much the same, it seems like. Oh, you have Excalibur, plus 30, that's pretty cool. Dagger's a little low, and the battle axe is the higher one, it looks like. The lance, it's 20. Pretty cool. Okay, so that's the weapons. Let's check out the foe. Let's check out the foe section that we got here. We have Evil Knight, a Saxon Knight. We have Thieves, a Robber Knight. We got Saxons, Thieves, a Black Knight, Green Knight, a lot of duplicates, just like the other one. There's Boar, a Giant, Mordred, Mordred, yeah, these are all going to be repeats. Ooh, Dragon. Okay, so that's like the King, the Excalibur for the foe deck. That's the main one for the foe deck. Let's yank out that. Let's yank out, where is it at? There's Excalibur. Put that on top. And then we'll put, where's he at? King Arthur. Okay, and then test here. We have Test of Valor, Test of the Questing Beast, Test of Temptation, Test of Valor again, Test of Morgan Le Fay, Test of the Questing Beast, and another Test of Temptation. More, they're all the same pretty much in regards to the artwork on those. And then let's check out some of the event cards. We got Chivalrous Deed, Court Called to Camelot, King's Call to Arms, Pox, all players except the player drawing this card loses 1 shield. Court called to Camelot, prosperity through the realm, plague, queen's favor, king's recognition, and then a couple more repeats. Let's see what kind of quests we got. War hunt, rescue the fair maiden, defend the queen's honor, search for the holy grail, repel the Saxon raiders, search for the questing beast, test of the green knight, vanquish King Arthur's enemies, repel the Saxon raiders, war hunt, journey through the enchanted forest, slay the dragon. Wow, pretty cool. So I'll put that one on top. That one looks the most interesting to me. Tournament, we got tournament at York, at Tintagel, at Orkney, and at Camelot. So that's the card portion laid out. You can check out some of the artwork. Some of the artwork is pretty sweet, especially this like dragon one, the Excalibur sword, almost to the caliber of like Magic the Gathering or other fantasy TCGs just like that. We got free bids, so you can get free bids. A test is encountered. That was where we dropped off at the end of the quest. The quest ends when either all players are defeated or forced to drop out, or one or more players successfully makes it through every stage of the quest. Tournaments. You can basically have tournaments in this. Each player in a tournament draws 1 card from the adventure deck. It's a very in-depth, elaborate game, and it's really cool, especially if you're a 10-year-old and you were going through this for the first time. I think this would be something that the caliber of this game is right there for learning these types of tactile card games, basically leading up to more intricate ones, such as like Magic the Gathering, where higher realms of strategy are needed. You got winning the game as soon as a player earns enough shields to become a Knight of the Round Table, which is 10. He declares himself or herself the winner. It is possible for more than one player to declare himself a winner during the same turn. If this happens, all players who have just become Knights of the Round Table must participate in a final tournament. The winner of this tournament wins the game. If the final tournament is also tied, those players in the tie all win the game. You can also play a 2-player game here too. Sometimes there will only be 2 players available. For the rules are basically the same. However, there will be 1 player on the quest, and there will be 1 player. There will never be competitive bids in tests. This means the player must bid what the card says, or if there is no minimum bid shown on the test card, the player must bid 3. So it keeps it a little more interesting if there's 2. And then you have the quest here explained. You have the characters explained, their backstory. That's kind of neat how they give you a little bit of a backstory about the illustrations. They tell you about some suggested reading, card frequency, and the deck contents itself are right here laid out. And then you got a black page, and then honorable Knights of the Round Table, and then basically you can keep score and a scroll of everything that your winnings and losses have attained you here. So this is Quest of the Round Table, brought to you by Game Right. If you like this review, give it a thumbs up. If you want more content like this, I do TCG and card game reviews every single Tuesday, so be on the lookout for that, and have a great rest of your day.